Here's the scary thing about the digital ID. The reality is, I'm going to talk facts now. Everyone's talking a big game. You're talking a big game right now saying, I'm not going to get it. They can't force me to get the digital ID. Yes, they can. And they already did.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
You see, this has already been experimented with the pandemic, when they told you to put a mask over your nose and you did it. When they told you can't leave the house and you obeyed and you just went for a 20-minute walk. Meanwhile, Boris Johnson and everybody else in government and parliament and MPs were having parties. Matt Hancock was snogging somebody while telling us we can't even go to our own grandma's funeral. And you were at home. That was the test and you failed. So now, when they're saying digital ID, they know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to talk a big game and then cower like a coward when it comes in. That's why Keir Starmer's speaking with such confidence saying, yeah, we're going to bring it in. What did he say yesterday or the day before yesterday? He said, you won't be able to work. Now, firstly, let me say this. If you can't work because you don't have the digital ID on your phone tracked where he can see your every single move and the government knows everything and has access to your bank account, if you can't work, like I said in 2020, you can always work for me. Because in 2020, when I was running my property businesses, my training program, I had events, and everyone was saying, you can't go into a room with more than this many people, and if you do, you need to be vaccinated. And the security at my events that were telling people, oh, we're not going to let people in unless they're vaccinated, I fired them or found a new venue. The staff in my company who were telling people at my events, they have to pull the mask on. I said, no. Don't dare tell my free people that they have to wear a mask at my event. Otherwise, if you tell them that, you will be fired. Even now, when I go to the shops to get shopping, I will not shop at Waitrose because I can remember not too long ago when I tried to go into Waitrose and they said, you need a mask, we can't let you in, pull it over your nose. Sainsbury's didn't say that. So now, forget Waitrose, I go Sainsbury's. Even restaurants, if you want to come in, you have to be vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. I'm just like, no, man. Absolutely not. And my stuff didn't have to do that. I'm not having it. I didn't have it then. I'm not having it now. And unless we actually stand up like this and say, we actually aren't having it. I'm not talking about talking big. I don't care if I have to hire people and pay them in Bitcoin. I'll pay my staff in Bitcoin if I aren't allowed. And when everybody does this, what's going to happen? How are we going to let a man like Keir Starmer, who I've literally seen go to a boxing gym and seen him punch a bag?
That's it. Again. Don't breathe, relax.
How are we going to allow this man to control us in Great Britain? How are we going to let this man? You know what's really interesting? The weaseliest, wimpiest, most pathetic leaders seem to be the ones that are so power hungry. And you know what's interesting? I called this written in the written word a year ago and said that this was going to happen. Let me say now, I'll put it here now, and you can look back at this video in years to come. They are going to ban cash. Your money is not your own. Not just cash, your bank accounts. The great British pound is going to go to zero. It's happened in many other countries. It's going to happen in Great Britain. The great British pound is going down and down and down. Why? Because they are going to put all money, a new money, it is going to be on a central digitalized bank owned and controlled by the government. I believe they are going to try to ban Bitcoin. They are going to ban many things so that if a person steps out of line, they will close down your account and have complete control over you and make you a nomad who will starve unless you comply. This is already happening. They're testing it already. Even the banks. Did you see that guy that went to the bank and he had over 10 grand in his bank and he said, can I make a cash withdrawal, please? I need a couple thousand to buy a motorbike. And the bank said, can we have proof that you will buy the motorbike with the money? Can we see some evidence? Which motorbike will you buy? It's his money. Yet it's maybe not his money. It's no different from if you're a kid and your mum and dad have a little bit of money aside for you. But if you want it, they're like, well, what's it for? Then it's not really the kid's money, it's really the parents' money. It's no different. So you're working hard for something, paying 50% in taxes. Yes, I said it, because people think that taxes, oh, my taxes, I just pay 20%. No, you don't. You pay 50%, probably more. Because every time you buy something, you're paying tax, sales and goods tax. So you work super hard, pay 50% tax, and then the money that's left with that's yours, You have to ask, please, can I have my own money? And beg for it like a little bitch when it's your money. And then when you finally die, you'll pass it down to your kids and pay 40% inheritance tax on the money that you already paid 50% tax on that was never yours to begin with because you had to beg for it from the banks. So what's the solution? Well, for a start, the solution is if enough people say no, which is happening, even though they're lying about it. Have you noticed, have you seen in the newspapers where they say most people, I think 68% of people are for the digital ID? No, they're not. No, they're not. I've been posting about this recently on social media. I only saw one person of the thousands of comments that actually said, I think it's a good idea. 68%. They are lying. And the same people own all the banks, they own all the media outlets, and we are so blind that we can't see it. We think, are we right or are we left? Are we this or are we that? No, it is not right versus left politically. It is going to be free versus slave. And you have to decide now. And this is the thing, I can't talk about this all in one YouTube video, but I wrote a whole book about this called The Future of Money. Now, I'm not trying to even sell you this book. I don't care. I'm telling you, you should read this book. If you read it or not, I don't care. I've been persecuted because of this book, because I talk about what is going to happen, and I also tell you exactly a roadmap of what to do to prepare yourself and to be part of the free as opposed to the slave in this book. I'm running a free training session very soon, which is going to be about a 90-minute session showing you exactly how to escape this slavery and how to become financially independent and prosper. Because I'll tell you something very interesting. Through these hard times, this is actually the time you should be getting very rich, because everyone's scared. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, says when people are scared, you should be greedy. Everyone gets rich during crises. Everyone gets rich during times like this. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, endorsed me. Isn't that crazy? He said I was a good man. Andrew Tate said, keep fighting the good fight publicly. Like, I am being persecuted. I am being closed down and silenced, and things are disappearing and I'm being shadow banned. But the truth is, the reality is, the reason is because I'm speaking the truth, and not just speaking the truth in a moany kind of way, but there are thousands of people following my exact teachings, which I'm giving out for free, and are becoming financially free. And are setting up bank accounts in Dubai and overseas and got multiple banks, they've got multiple passports, they are safe and their family are safe. This is the time to prosper. And to tell you something, in case there's gonna be one skeptic now thinking, Samuel's just trying to sell his book, Samuel's just trying to sell his training. Let me tell you this, because this is an emergency right now, I want you to have this book for free. My training, I want you to have for free. I just want you to get rich now, and maybe credit me in 10 years' time, when people look back at history and say, wow, look at all the families that became free and became wealthy and prospered through such a devastating communistic period of time in Great Britain. So I'll leave a link in the description, and I'm gonna give you a free copy of this PDF. You can download it, you can have it straight away. And I'm gonna give you access to a free 90-minute online training session preparing you to get rich in these times. If you don't click the link and register and get the free stuff, get the free training, get the free book, I've got nothing else to say.